Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're at that point where there's a bunch of games that we'd love to talk about that maybe we've been playing, but we can't talk about them quite yet. But we will be talking about them in the near future. But for the sake of conversation, let's take a look ahead at some of the stuff that is coming down the pipe, or rather, coming down the half pipe. Our first game is Skate, which is hitting early access on September 16th.
Do you have like a pun for every one of these?
No, I don't.
But down vote button.
You know what, Brian? You can pop shove it. That's what I have to say.
Why don't you kickflip out of here? Okay, so yeah, the first one is this is a beautiful montage of skateboarding video games from throughout time, but we're getting a new one, and I'm excited for it.
I think a lot of people understandably are a little bit, concerned that this is a live service, free to play EA game, because that historically has not always boded the best. But at the same time, like, I don't know, our producer Nick previewed this, and everything he said made me like really kind of interested in checking it out.
I mean, coming to talking about EA's track record with free to play, it does vary greatly. You look at something like Apex Legends, which has been alive forever now. So there is a track record of things performing well if it does well. Then again, Apex has a ton of microtransactions for buying skins and different outfits and other cosmetics. So I don't know what that's going to look like for Skate in order to keep it, quote unquote healthy, because at the end of the day, the game can be as great as it is, or the best skating game ever. But if it doesn't have if it's not populated with enough players and it's not bringing in some sort of currency, whether that is financial currency or word of mouth to where everybody is on the servers playing it constantly nonstop and talking about it, that's kind of, will kind of make all the difference with the length of a free-to-play game. We've seen tons and tons come out and despite showing great promise, disappear within months.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they can keep the lights on. I think a good monetization strategy would be to charge for literal skin, and that in the skateboarding game, every time you fall and scrape your knee, you have to buy more epidermis to put on there to avoid being a skeleton.
Don't give them that idea. They will use that idea and they will sell that idea back to people.
Really try to get people to get good.
I don't think
charging people to get good.
You don't have enough skin in the game. We need to buy more skin for our skateboarders. But no, like Nick described this as like Forza Horizon meets Spider-Man, and that's an experience I didn't realize I wanted, but I don't know. And again, it's free to play. If it's an absolute disaster, it's not $70. So that's, nice.
Unrelated, but didn't somebody make a mod for Spider-Man where you can play as like a car? I vaguely remember seeing like a car swinging through the streets of Manhattan.
There random objects where you could do that.
I also want that game. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there were the glitches where you could also that happen.
Oh yeah, there was a glitch where you could be a garbage can. Right?
Somebody modded it so you could play as IGN's review score of it. I think.
Yep.
That was sure. Why not? All right. We're really just cutting right through this list, and you can cut through lots of things in Ninja Gaiden 4. Which is,
I'll take it.
Okay,
I'll take it.
Fine. Yeah.
I'll take that one.
Not the best, not the worst. Actually, none of them have been the best.
I guess you could say that one didn't quite cut it, but anyway, there's
However you slice it, they've all been.
I thought it was
bad.
sort of good.
Away with you both into the shadows. Away with you.
There it is. It's Ninja Gaiden. It's
2 Ninja Gaiden games in 1 year.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? That's crazy.
This is a ridiculous year for ninja games. It's games where you just do Japanese sword stuff in varying degrees of realism. This is sure why not? Yes,
good. I as an 80s kid, I love ninja stuff. I think that every town should have like a dojo and a guy named like Sensei Carl who teaches kids how to fight. I think that's way cooler than getting
Sensei Carl.
It's always Sensei Carl. It's a guy that looks like my dad. He's got like a mustache, and he has like a picture of Mount Fuji on his locker. He's never been there. I love ninja stuff. They're great. So yeah,
that's the Adventure Ninja Gaiden 4. I love
like,
Ninja
okay,
stuff. They're great.
We did like 12 years of zombies. Cool. It's fun. I saw, 28 years later, 3 or whatever it was. Good time at the theater. I will watch the Bone Temple or whatever.
Where are you going?
I'm good on zombie stuff. I want more ninja stuff.
Get some ninjas out there. All right.
Get the ninjas out there. Give me more Ninja Turtle games. Give me more Ninja Gaiden games.
Yes.
We got what's his name? The Sega Ninja. He came back this year. Shinobi, he was here. So welcome back, 1980s ninjas.
Well, thanks for guiding us on that roundabout journey there, Brian. I'm glad this is what Team Ninja and Platinum back at it again. That's cool, kick ass, great. More of that.
To Brian's point, isn't I believe the main character, I think his main for Shinobi, I think the main character's name is Joe or whatnot. I think his name is
Sensei Joe,
if I remember right. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
He's teaching self-defense down at the mini mall.
Joe Musashi is the name of the protagonist for Shinobi.
Jimmy Karate, back at it again.
Jimmy Karate.
Yeah. Head on down to the Plaza Mini Mall. Get yourself a Blimpie burger, and then on over to Sensei Joe's Dojo Karate self-defense.
Yeah, no, I took Taekwondo from a dude named Patrick Hoffman, who was just very foot fist way kind of dude.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Ninja Gaiden 4. I love these high intense action games, and Capcom is refusing to give me Devil May Cry 6, so this will fill the void while I wait because I love Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah. All right, so as you can see when he's swinging that sword around, there's all sorts of bloodlines across the screen. There's going to be even more bloodlines in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. It's finally coming out on the 21st of October. I'm like I have like an unreasonable chip on my shoulder for this game because we did an interview at E3 2019 when E3 was still a thing. Brian, you and me were sitting there, we talked to the developer about this, and at the end of the interview, we goes, "So we're gonna be playing this next year?" And he's like, "Yep, March of next year."
Wow.
Yep. And so since then, I feel like I've had to I do these look ahead recap videos, or like they show a trailer. We're like, oh, can't wait to play that. And it's just they've been kicking it down the road. I mean, to be fair, they had to completely basically. I think they almost canceled the game. They took what they developed, they kicked it over to a different developer. It's from was it the Chinese Room that did Amnesia and Still Wakes the Deep? Like they have I feel like much more of a horror background than the drawing a blank on the original developer. But it's like, obviously this has a very crunchy RPG roots, and it's being kicked over to a studio that's more well versed in kind of narrative horror. Early previews in this are kind of like, this is not exact, like it's scratching some of the right itches. They did a whole thing where they basically they tried to make, I think, 2 of the classes paid DLC, or like
that's the big controversy around. They locked 2 of the vampire clans behind day 1 DLC, which is which after apparently let's see after developer Chinese Room added them back due to fan feedback. So it's been messy. It's been very messy, like last little hey, we're almost at the finish line, and just literally beefing it at
no, and I mean, I get it. They're trying to recoup the cost that they've spent on basically making this game like 1.5 times. And yeah, it's a drag. I can't help but wonder, like, there have been, I want to say there have been like 10 Vampire the Masquerade games that have come out since the first Bloodlines did. And people obviously love Bloodlines, but at the same time, there's this kind of, you're setting yourself up for these like sky high expectations. And it's like, maybe it should have just been like a new IP that has different mechanics, but it's a spiritual successor. I don't know. I'm down to check it out. Cause like, yeah, I mean, it's a cool vampire RPG. It's in like a fairly open little corner of Seattle. You're creeping around, you get to do various vampire things. I never got super into Vampire the Masquerade. I think I played tabletop once. But it's got a lot of cool stuff going on there. And again, I don't know if this is the kind of thing where people who are like diehard fans of the original are going to come in and be horribly disappointed, but people who are just like, I like being a vampire now and then, are going to be like, wowzers, what a great time. Thanks for the memories, like, I don't know. So curious to see how this one lands, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't suck. I don't want to have I don't want a funny mountain. I want a perfectly Silent Hill, which is another game that's coming out this month. There's
you really did. You wrote a little bridge for all of these. I love you, Max.
You know, the opposite of Silent Hill is Loud Valley, which is a snowboarding game that I invented. No, Silent Hill F. I don't know what the F stands for. I'm actually kind of curious, but
it's fart.
Fart. Okay.
Yeah.
Great job. Great work there. Yeah, that's out on the 25th.
They're hoping it's going to stand for fun.
What's the temp check on this?
Fahrenheit.
Shut up. What? How do people?
I don't. Honestly, I'm a little out of the loop on this one. From what I've seen, some people are very excited for it, but like I think the combat is a little bit more. I don't know. There's more combat in it than people were expecting, I think, is what I was trying to remember what people were talking about, because it was at Gamescom. They had a big booth there. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody about it, but I know that they've been showing so much like just fighting. Mm-hmm. And I think people are like a little worried maybe that the horror element isn't going to be there as much. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
I'm really interested in this one, actually. Like it's been not really on my radar to the point where it's actually jumped out and surprised me, I guess. I didn't realize this game's out in just a few weeks. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, but I will take it. I like when games like spooky games come out before Halloween time, and I can play games like that. And I really dug the Silent Hill remake. I know this is like a different studio, a different project entirely, but I don't know. I'm excited to see like a once classic horror franchise kind of get back on track.
Well, it's been it's been a cool minute since Konami made a Silent Hill game that wasn't a pachinko machine or a remake. Like it's been a while. And
what are you talking about? They had that like TV show.
There's that.
Oh man. Yeah.
We don't talk about that though. But no, like it's they're clearly like they're putting they're pumping some points in the Silent Hill skill tree, and they're trying to make this thing a thing again. And like Silent Hill 2, like I think that won a lot of people over, but now they're like, hey, it's a new Silent Hill game that is in 1960s Japan instead of foggy Maine small town, which is kind of, I don't know. Like I feel like the series has a kind of distinctive aesthetic, and yeah, I'm curious to see how this one lands. So yeah, either way, and again, also I think it's totally fine to not be glued to every gameplay video for a horror game. Like we just a couple weeks ago we talked about how like we're kind of like so on Resident Evil Requiem based on the demo we saw, but at the same time we don't know what the hell the rest of the game looks like, which is element of surprise is fun.
I googled Silent Hill F, just Silent Hill F, nothing else, and the first result, other than like all the like top stories from blog sites, but the first Reddit post is Silent Hill F is everything I don't want in a Silent Hill. So
okay,
so that's just the subreddit like head topic. So who knows what other people are talking about in there?
Yeah, well, that guy's not going to have a good time, but maybe some other people will. Who knows? Yeah. Speaking of just crap laying around all over the place, if you like to pick up crap instead of hit people with it, there's Once Upon a Katamari also on the 23rd, which is
I think that might be your best.
The first. Thank you. I was
that was the first good one.
Just trying to roll with it. But yeah, no, it's this is. I'm really excited about this. My kid she hasn't really clicked with any video games yet. She's 4, and Katamari is one of the things that she's been like most into because it's incredibly simple and it's like a brilliant video game premise. And it's kind of shocking that we haven't really gotten any new ones in a while.
Yeah, there was a hot minute where we were getting them what felt like constantly, and then they just went into hibernation for a little while. But yeah, this is such a wonderfully weird franchise, and it is like so weirdly satisfying as well. Like it's just one of those almost kind of Zen-like games where you can kind of just forget what's going on in the universe and just roll around and grab crap. It's just really fun and really silly and laugh out loud funny. So yeah, I'm really glad they're making another one of these.
Yeah, I was reading up on the original, and like again, it's one of those games we're looking at it now. It's just kind of shocking that it even functioned mechanically because it's got so much stuff there. I'm sort of interested to see what it looks like on current hardware. Like, what does a current gen Katamari look like? What are they doing to kind of push the boundaries? Obviously they're going to keep it simple, keep the basics there. But like, it looks like the big hook now is that you're traveling through time. So you're just like going and rolling up ancient Rome and stuff like that. But you've also got a bunch of, weird power-ups like magnets and timers and rockets and things, which should make things interesting. And you've also got all of these funny little people. You've got 69 cousins That's what it says in the trailer. How nice. And you can customize your little creature. And I think there's like online co-op. Again, it's one of those like, you know, don't upset the apple cart. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of things where like Katamari is beautiful in how simple it is.
Yep.
If they put out a new one every year and added new crap, it would not be special anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, I feel like waiting 14 years for a new one is maybe overkill, but I'm glad we're getting this. So
very excited to roll up some dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip from Beyond, IGN's weekly PlayStation show. You can find the full episode over on youtube.com/IGN Games. And don't forget, new episodes of Beyond drop every Wednesday on IGN.com, the IGN Games YouTube, and all your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks again for watching, and as always, Beyond.